Meredith from Burlington, Ontario, Canada, and climate change first became real to me when I saw footage of polar bears drifting away from the ice and understood how the climate change is affecting their lives and how they're in danger because of it. And then that started me to become really interested in climate change, and some commitments that I've made towards climate change are I started composting at my house and we've begun recycling. Also, our city has begun a green bin program which has been really successful in our community, as well as at school we began an environmental club for the first time, and it's starting to roll off well, and we're actually starting a petition to have bullfrog power throughout our local school board.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Chan, and I'm from San Diego, California. And climate change kind of became a big issue for me maybe in middle school or high school. I'd kind of been involved in environmental stuff all throughout elementary school, but I started hearing more about it in especially high school, and became part of a rainforest conservation club, and we kind of worked on the issue of climate change as it was related to deforestation and pollution. In my daily life, I drive a Prius, and I drive when necessary, which is pretty often because public transportation is not excellent where I am. I also unplug anything whenever I can, turn off all the lights, and especially try to educate others about climate change by making presentations in schools and just talking to anyone who's interested. Climate change became especially real to me when the wildfires hit my area last fall, and I actually had to evacuate my house, and I know a lot of my friends did too. And I know that there were a lot of homes lost, and it was kind of a wake-up call because I realized that my community was seeing the effects of climate change and that fires were becoming more frequent and more devastating, and it really made me want to do something about it.
I'm Isaac Plant. I'm from Palo Alto, California. Global warming first became really real to me when Hurricane Katrina hit the Gulf, and it really opened my eyes to the short-term and long-term effects that climate change is having and will have. In my daily life, I've done a few things. I always recycle, I always compost, I cut down on water I use, and I try and use as little power as possible around the house.
Hi, I'm Isaac.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we're here to introduce to you a better future.
Imagine the future you wish your grandkids could have. There's a problem though.
Climate change is standing in our way. Luckily, we have a series of short and long-term investments to fix that.
To get to this better future though, you'll have to make some easy short-term investments. First, you should change to energy-efficient light bulbs.
Something as simple as switching from incandescent to fluorescent light bulbs can save a lot of energy.
You should use reusable bags.
Buying a reusable bag rather than wasting plastic or paper every time you go out can save a lot of resources.
You should always unplug your chargers.
Chargers still use energy when they're plugged into the wall, whether or not something is actually charging on them.
You should replace all your normal shower heads with low-flow shower heads.
The lower the flow, the less water you're wasting when you shower.
You should switch to local produce.
It takes less energy to transport produce that's already close to you. In addition to your short-term investments, we have some long-term options that will have even bigger payoff for that perfect vision. First of all, you can buy solar panels for your house.
Solar panels may be expensive, but eventually they'll pay off, and they'll save you lots of money on your gas and electric bill.
Investing in a hybrid is another way to go.
Hybrids save you gas and will pay you back in a matter of years.
Plant native plants in your garden.
Native plants take far less water up than other
It's
varieties.
really important to be a responsible voter.
If you vote for the candidates with the right energy policies, they'll make the right decisions while in office.
Talk to your kids and grandchildren.
Now that you have the information to make a brighter future, you should pass it on to your grandkids. So, global warming. Given all the other important issues, why should we care about climate change?
Well, climate change, it affects my grandbabies, and it's their future, you know. There's no right in us for disrupting it all. I want to give them the best chance they could get.
What should our elected officials focus on in addressing climate change?
Well, they should be focusing on things like air pollution and waste reduction in our cities, and they should also be having transport available for citizens so they don't have to use their cars.
people have a positive influence on the issue of climate change?
Well, I think that they should get involved in their schools and their communities and make them a lot greener by reducing, reusing, and recycling, composting like we used to do in the old days. They should also talk to their local governments and see what type of policies they have in effect.
I know we need to face up to the crisis, but I don't know where to start. What do you suggest?
Well, I suggest that you start thinking about it's not that big of a deal, that you can solve it, that it's achievable, that you should make a cultural change in your life and start recycling, turning off the lights, and not driving your car as much. I think it's the little things that help. For this product, Better Future, it's so important to me. It changed my life, my city's life, my state's life, my country's, and I think it can change the world. This is for you, grandbabies.